Something I regularly get asked about is what are those little feet that you use for adjusting your plinths, like ladder plinths. And I thought it would be helpful to do a video giving you all the detail on those two variations that I often use and a third that we're using on this project currently. So I'm going to come back to these and give you all the details on them, dimensions, etc. All the things that I remember thinking, well, what is the maximum and minimum adjustment I couldn't quite figure out from the Hafele catalogue. Before I do that, let's just have a look at these. These are new to us. I did see Derek Barrett using these. He's a guy on Instagram, if you don't know already. Does very nice fitted furniture, very efficiently installed. And these are great for a low profile plinth. So we've done it this way. You can just do it with a complete board, but it allows you to get some adjustment without having much height involved for the feet. Now these have just gone in 30mm diameter holes in the plinth there. That's a 25, is that 25 Brady or 22 mil? It's a 25mm plinth, but it would fit in a smaller and narrower board. So let's just have a good look at them now in these ones that I've got laid out separately out here. So they are a variation of the Integrato G one. Funny name, that's what it's called. These are the ones that I've shown before that people often ask about. Starting with the Integrato G. Now there are two variations of that, and I've got caught out a lot thinking I'm ordering one and getting the other. So the one that I've got here, because I'm out of stock of the others, is adjustable foot. It says Integrato G. The code on hafele.co.uk is 637.67.910. So that is a really nice, robust, adjustable foot that you can hammer into the edge of a board. And typically these are fitted in what we call a ladder plinth. So an assembly of, we normally do 100mm high strips making up a ladder plinth. They have these prongs that will hammer in and hold in place, but you can then add a screw at the bottom and or at the side to hold them in place. This variation, you can adjust it with a Phillips or a 6mm hex or a flathead. Now the other variation, which I occasionally get instead, the benefit of it, sorry about the router whining in the background. The benefit of this variation is that is a plastic fitting, and I used to think, well, that's inferior because it can, when you've got weight on it, it can jam more easily than the metal screw fitting. But I actually like it better now because it's easier to grab and get a purchase on just with your fingers, which is quicker. When you're quickly adjusting a plinth, it's quicker just to turn the plastic one. These ones, your fingers slip off once there's a bit of weight on. On the other hand, these ones have a separate plastic fitting on the bottom that kind of spins around. So even when there's a bit of weight on, if you can turn that with a tool, this will sit on the floor and the metal will sort of skid around inside it. So that has some benefits. This though is my one of choice for the way that we use it. So the code on that one is just a little bit different. It's 637.67.920. The load capacity is the same for both. When they're fitted, they stick out, let's say 2, maybe 3mm below what they're fitted into, because the thickness of that metal plate, plus just where the foot sits at its most retracted position. When it's sticking out about as much as I dare really, so there's still maybe three threads kind of into the collar there. Let's say that's getting on for 25mm, about an inch. You could go to the maximum. Pretty sure that's about the same for the plastic one that I just don't have with me. So then onto this one, which is new to me. I was interested to discover when I ordered it that it's clearly from the same factory, I guess, same manufacturer. It is the same thread, but it comes with a shorter one of these. And it has the same sort of inner inner collar, which does actually come out quite easily. We need 2 hands. It comes out the other way. Once the weight's on it, it's getting pushed in the way it should. There we go. So that collar, that's the same as what's in there, which is maybe good to know, because you may have a scenario where you want a really low profile fitting, and you could probably just pop it out of that outer holder altogether. So the dimension on that is 22-ish. Maybe you'd want a slightly bigger hole for those ribs to grab into if you did want to do it that way. But as they come, it goes into a 30mm hole, and in its retracted position, that's as far as it goes. You've got a thickness there of, let's see, about 6mm, and the maximum extension beyond there, again about as far as I dare, with it still being fairly well engaged, would be maybe 12mm. So you don't have a lot of adjustment on that. But the good thing is, if you are buying in these as well, then you know you could swap out the short screws for these longer ones, and then you'd get that extra length. Well, let's just see. The total length of that is 40-ish versus, yeah, well, that is about 25, 24 maybe. So you get that extra maybe 15, 16 mil adjustment if you were to put these into these feet at the real low points of your floor. So the code on those low profile ones, code on them is 651.16.300. Now I'm giving you all this because I know how difficult it is to go finding these things. Even if you use Hafele, you go to the search and you type in, you think, well, what is it? It's a adjustable foot. You type in adjustable foot, it doesn't come up, because they have a habit of naming things differently. So that's an adjustable foot. That's a cabinet adjusting fitting, a leveler adjuster. And you just can't find these things when you go looking for them, which is why I made the video, so you can refer back to it. Hopefully have all the information that you need. Picture them in a way that it's hard to picture them, even from the diagrams and everything that you get. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if it's helpful, and a big thank you to my supporters at buymeacoffee.com/Freebird, who make it possible for me to set aside time, a busy time, to make this kind of video that I know you'll find useful. They support me monthly because they like the content I put out. So do have a look at that if you want extra content, because there's quite a lot of extra content on there as well for fitted furniture makers and woodworkers. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.